Good afternoon. My name is Scott Rudley, Chief Strategic Officer at T3Lab.com. Welcome to today's recap and look ahead.
观众朋友们，大家好，感谢您收看本期直击美股，我是陈周丽，在华尔街向您问好。今天是4月19日，星期三。今日股市在盘中涨跌交错，但是收盘低收。目前投资者主要关注的焦点在于企业财报、地域政治风险。今天有非常重要的企业公布他们的财报，其中包括 IBM。IBM 盈利小于预期，因此 IBM 股价今日大幅下跌，也因此拖累到了整个盘的下跌趋势。今天公布财报的企业还包括雅虎，雅虎公布的数据显示，企业财报收益整体好于预期。雅虎同时还宣布 Verizon Communications 对其的收购将预计于今年6月份结束。在原油方面，油价今天进一步下跌。纵观全球，亚洲市场整体涨跌交错，欧洲市场大体下跌。更多的详细资讯，请关注今天的交易员访谈。Hi Scott, geopolitical tensions remain. How can we manage risks at this moment?
Well, depending on your time frame, I give you guys the rules on moving averages. So above the 821 day means we're in a healthy market, means we're trending, so you have risk on. When you break below it, you'd be a little bit more tactical, a little less risk on, and you try and figure out what's next. And if you look at the chart in the S&P cash, if you remember when Donald Trump was elected, you had this small little descending channel here, and what happened? We broke above the 8 and 21-day moving average and the 50-day. Then from here, we've basically been above all three until this spot. So now what happens? We're below the 8-day, below the 21-day, below the 50-day. So with that being said, I would say have a little less risk on. Doesn't mean we're going to fall and correct 10%, 20%, but at this point, it does feel we're in a consolidation phase and we're a little vulnerable, so I would be a little careful. Here is when we were trending to the upside, above the 8 and 21-day. This was your first shot across the bow to reduce some risk. Broke the 8 and 21-day, held the 50-day, failed into resistance, still holding here. I'd say we're getting close to some kind of pinnacle, so stay tuned with a little risk down both ways.
Companies are releasing their financial reports right now. Which companies are you paying attention to?
Well, you've had two major names. Okay, you had IBM, which has been weaker for so long, and then you also had Goldman, which usually the markets follow. And both of those reports weren't greeted very well. The markets didn't fall apart on them, but it's good to notice what happens here. Look at IBM, for instance. IBM, one of the biggest technology companies in the world, okay, wound up gapping down, didn't close on lows, so we'll see what happens here. We'll see at some point if it goes sideways, I might try and fill this gap, but the longer it stays below the 200-day, not very healthy for IBM. Then you have Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, a leading financial. This leading financial actually broke its momentum trend up here, so most of you guys weren't in it anyway. Then what did it do? Broke below this potential neckline and support on earnings and didn't find much of a bounce. So let's see what happens here. Let's see if Goldman holds a 200-day or not. If it breaks below the 200-day, I'm sure it'll spread some bank weakness. So both of those names have already reported bad earnings, okay, and they've been punished for it.
It seems like Goldman shows some weakness. Is the bank sector also showing some weakness right now?
Well, you've had like JP Morgan, and Bank of America were stronger. They're not as weak, but we'll see if it bleeds down. So if you want to just say, look at the XLF, which is the proxy of all the financials, I'll give you a line in the sand. The line in the sand is right here. Okay, if you want to be long some financials, only be long if it stays above this spot. This is 2291. If you happen to get a hard break below this spot, probably means the markets are going lower. Here was your momentum trend. That was already broken. Now we're below the moving averages, getting rejected at them. So if this happens to be some kind of head and shoulders pattern, with this being the neckline, it breaks below it, you could see a flash move down, which would not be good for the banks and the overall indices. So watch this level. Holds above it, okay, maybe it's support to buy. Breaks below it, take care.
Although the stocks currently are showing little momentum traders, which sector do you recommend them to invest in?
Well, momentum's good when momentum's there. You know, and Netflix, which is part of FANG, came out with good results and it wasn't enough for it to break out. So if you look at momentum, or you try and gauge it, Netflix, which we talked about after earnings, would only be good if it broke above this momentum level. So what happened here? It did not break above it, and now it's starting to break below the 8 and 21-day moving average, the 50-day moving average. So you need to be careful with Netflix now. So if this were to fail and start moving lower, it could take some of the momentum out of the other FANG names. So for now, here is some decent sized support on Netflix. Watch to see if it gets downside follow through. And this stock has proved that a stock near the highs of a monthly move must have an unbelievable report to break above it, not just a good report, otherwise it's priced for perfection. So at this point, it's been hard to buy high and add higher. So there's not a lot of momentum to be found. So I would just be much more careful on prices.
Okay, thank you so much for your insights.
And thanks for coming. And we'll try and go over it day by day with more earnings coming out, and we'll figure out where there's more continuity or if we just need to be lighter.
非常感谢您收看本期直击美股，以上就是本期节目的所有内容了。我们下期节目再见。